Welcome to the Daily Plunge. We're in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 24, verses 1 through 14. So Jesus is leaving the temple area. He's done arguing with the Sadducees and the Pharisees and the scribes and the Herodians and all this conflict he's walking away from. And the disciples are like, wow, isn't that a really cool building? You know, and it's so impressive. And they're right. These stones were massive. And so he's right. But he says, you know, look at all these buildings. Not one stone will be left upon another. They're all going to be thrown down. And they thought the temple was going to last forever, which is funny because this is already the second temple. And we think about our own age. It's a time of great upheaval and change and of, you know, insecurity about what is real. And so they say to Jesus, tell us when this will happen. When will we see the sign of your second coming? When will you come again in glory? What will be the sign of the end of the age? And Jesus doesn't tell them when it's going to be. He says, be on your guard. Watch out for deception, because there are going to be many who are claiming that I'm the Messiah, or that they're coming in my authority. And they will deceive you. Like everything is going to be great, but instead you're going to have wars and rumors of wars, like we have constantly, right? He says, don't be alarmed. You're going to see nation rise up against nation, kingdom against kingdom, people against people, right? That's the way it's going to be. And so that's, you know, we believe in there's going to be some sort of moral progress to humanity. And Jesus saying that's not going to happen. Instead, things are going to get worse. And then he says this, all of these are just the beginning of the birth pains. It's going to get worse, because humanity is going to spiral down and down away from God. And he says, and then you'll be persecuted. You'll be handed over to death. And because in the midst of, you know, you're going to be preaching hope in the midst of death, grace in the midst of more and more law and legalism, preaching Christ's love in the midst of intolerance and hatred, right? And you will be hated by all the nations. I mean, if they hated you, if they hated me, they're going to hate you even more. And so humanity, the more humanity is rocked by sin, the more they will hate the gospel and hate those who bring the gospel. And so he says at that time, many will turn away from the faith, and they will betray and hate the people of the church. And false prophets, false preachers will appear and deceive many people, trying to get people to buy into a gospel that is not truly the gospel, to buy into, again, some form of works righteousness, of religious do-goodism. I mean, that's everywhere, different religions as well. And he says, you know, they will deliver you into tribulation. And these false prophets aren't going to arise just outside. They're going to arise within the church. And so are we able to see within our own ranks the people who are deceiving us? But then Jesus says, the one who trusts in him, who endures in faith, in the midst of history's terror, in the midst of the law just grinding away at humanity, those are the ones who will endure. Well, hey, thanks, friends. Again, take the time to like, share, and subscribe so that you see these videos and you can share them with others. Have a blessed day.